eventually catch, Stephen. There's every chance. Well, here we go. We're already up to the 7th and final frame. We've only been playing an hour. You can feel the atmosphere here. This is magic. Well, you've got to say, Neil, the initiative is with Ronnie now, having come back from 3-1 behind with those 2 centuries.
Yeah, but you'd think that everything we know about this game means that this is still going to be a tough frame to win, despite back-to-back centuries. It's the one that wins him the title, so it kind of has to be more difficult. Wonderful opening red, though, and he really is on a roll, and you know that he's going to have an angle here to get onto the next red. But then what's going to happen next? This is going to be key. Now here, he's playing an enormous shot, I think. I think the adrenaline is pumping. He's going to go into these. Pretty well controlled.
Yes, it wasn't 90 miles an hour, was it? He deliberately played that controlled, knowing that he would be on the black. I think he would have probably wished to be a little bit nearer to the black and further away from the cushion.
And not so straight either. That's the problem here, Mike, more than anything, is it looks just a horrible angle or lack of angle. It's just not nice. He deserved better than that. Trump might come back to the table. I say that quite nervously, because could easily be wrong about that, because but as I say, when it comes down to winning the final frame of a match, having seen O'Sullivan pot all the balls, you know, the game's just never been so easy. It's something to think about. You know, what can he make of this? There is nothing to play with here angle-wise. And if anything, going in the way that it did, not in the centre of the pocket, it's taken the cue ball even closer to a cushion. It is end of break.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 16.
Well, that's the first safety shot we've seen played in some considerable time.
Pretty good one, because he's covered off the right-hand side of the pack by the green, so it was a measured safety shot. And he's got a bit of a slight problem here. He wants to go up and down with the cue ball, but he's just got to make sure he gets this absolutely right. And there's nothing wrong at all with that shot.
Especially after that flick on the yellow. There's only the one red on the left-hand side that Ronnie can see.
So a bit of a calm here in this match. The audience are absolutely enthralled by it. And a little bout of safety. Now, Trump has been knocking in all the long pots, but this one has more pressure on it. He may not even take it on. Well, certainly the one on the cushion he's not. This one, I think that he's going to play. If he can, he could be able to screw between black and red and up the table to escape, should it not go in. It's got the yellow over the pocket, so it wouldn't matter if he got the cue ball to the cushion. Bulk cushion, that is. Lovely pot. I think he was worried about that, possibly hitting pink or even blue. But as I say, he's got backup in the shape of the yellow if he doesn't fancy this, but he's quite straight on the blue. And like any other snooker match, when it comes down to the last frame, there's a bit of nerves and tension. I think there's a red that will pot.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, and also there was a way through up onto a colour. It's almost as if he played to get on the blue like it was on its own spot there.
Will he get another chance? These two have been clearing up each time they've started on a break. We've had at least a half century in every single frame.
6.
A little bit tricky here.
Yeah, it is. It's not nice. He can. Well, if he can get to the red that he's looking at now, it will be handy. But I think he's got to drop the red in the middle and hope to pot a blue up into the green pocket. But he can get to it. Apparently, he can get to it. Must be very tight though. He's got 3 difficult shots here. He's got a choice. The safest option would be to drop the red into the left middle and maybe get on a mid-range blue or pink, maybe even the green. Don't think he can do much more with it. This one must be tight, but it offers better position. It's going for the safest option. He's just got to make sure of this. Yeah, just leaving himself something at mid-range here. I think that was the safest bet.
It was, and just think how accurate his long potting has been so far in this match. He's only missed one that I can recall.
But this is an even bigger test at the end of a match where both players have played well. He sat out back-to-back centuries, don't forget. Taking on the green, it seems, here.
There goes another.
Well, you feel that he's just one shot away from making this a wonderful chance. If he takes the red down the cushion, plays on the black, that could be that shot. Pressure on this for sure. Didn't go in cleanly, but played it well enough. He's taken on this one. Oh, it's a really, really good shot.
That's given him every chance now.
Plenty of topspin on that to get the cue ball travelling through the reds. Wow. What a match.
It's a shame it's got to come to an end at the end of this frame, Neil, that's for sure, and I don't say that about too many matches.
19.
Well, the reds are just lined up now beautifully. So he played 4 or 5 difficult shots in a row, and now he's in.
$26. $27. $34. $35.
These two are both going to jump above Neil Robertson in the overall PTC order of merit. whichever of them wins. Judd can't catch Ronnie O'Sullivan. Ronnie O'Sullivan will go into the lead irrespective, and Judd will go second with Neil Robertson dropping down to third. But given where they are and only 3 more events to come, they're absolutely home and hose as far as getting into the top 24 are concerned.
Yeah, I think it's good to be in the top 8, isn't it? Because as you recall, those players are seeded through to the last 16, as was the case last year, and I'd be staggered if either of these two were not in the top 8, because all they've done is win these tournaments, figure in finals. So the finals of the PDCs are going to be an absolute feast as well. This match has been something else.
Well, it's been one of the highest quality displays of snooker from 2 players I've had the good fortune to commentate on for a while. And if this doesn't bring them back to the Lotto Arena Antwerp when next we visit, nothing will.
It's always been a popular sport in Belgium as snooker. We played a number of invitational events there in the early 90s.
Oh, we wanted that to come across a little more. It needed to travel another 5 or 6 inches or so.
Well, there you are. Even at this level and the standard they're playing, there was some tension in his arm there, and Ronnie's surprisingly, I think, going to come back to the table unless he decides to keep this break alive. I think the right shot would be to wait one now, because he's not on the black. He's got a shot at the yellow, which is low percentage. He's got a 28-point lead, and now would be a good time to hide that cue ball in behind the brown, unless he really is feeling so confident that he can knock this yellow in. To all intents and purposes, it's not the right shot.
Yellow ball.
Well, he's nominated the yellow, but what's he going to do with it? Yes,
Shot 1.
very wise. So the break comes to an end at 44, and that was the right shot.
Yeah, and I'm pleased that he played that, because he's going to go on and become a world champion. There are times when you just have to rein yourself in occasionally from playing shots of that kind, no matter how you're feeling, how good you're feeling.
Where's that red? It's not far off. Oh, well, it's not far off now for Judd Trump.
No, and that means he gets the benefit from playing that good shot previously and just
Quiet, please.
holding himself back. Just got to control the cue ball here, which won't be straightforward.
One.
Well, as is the nature of the game, no big breaks in the deciding frame. Psychologically, it's just always different, but it's been a very entertaining frame. And I wonder if there's a further twist. At the moment, it's looking very much like Judd Trump. 33 points his advantage, still 51 on, so red colour, red will be enough. And
6.
well, he's not quite right on this. He would prefer not to have to use the rest, because as a right-handed player, a left-handed player using the rest with his right hand, it wouldn't be easy down that rail, so he might just want to be able to play it at mid-range. This is for the match.
The frame
11.
and match ball is often the hardest one, and this is frame and match ball. Whoa, well. No reaction whatsoever from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah, he was out of his chair to try and clear the table there, but that's a bit of an unfortunate way that this match should end, with a stroke of good fortune. But there you are. That's how snooker is. But it doesn't really detract from the performance, does it?
It doesn't. But Judd Trump is going to prevail now in a match which really we didn't want to see come to an end. Oh, well, he can showboat all he likes now. Who cares? He doesn't.
27.
Yes, he was fortunate with that fluke, but he was on a roll, it has to be said, in this frame. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's just extraordinary.
It really is. He really does pot incredibly, and he's playing all the shots in the book now, and some that are not in the book. But he's unquestionably at the moment the best long pot of the game's got to offer. There's no doubt about that.
36.
Pick a pocket.
Shot 41,
Frame and match. And Judd Trump has won here in the Lotto Arena in a remarkable final, overcoming Ronnie O'Sullivan by 4 frames to 3 in a match enjoyed to its full by a capacity crowd here. An entertaining game in which they both brought their top form to this final. The whole match has only lasted just over an hour and a quarter, and it's been scintillating stuff from both players throughout. There has to be a loser, and the winner, of course. The loser is Ronnie O'Sullivan. The winner, Judd Trump.
Ronnie,
Oh, this is Rudy
are
Barnes,
treating you to a
my
standing
Eurosport
ovation.
colleague,
I think
doing the honours.
this final was worth it.
Yeah, it was a good match, you know. Congratulations to Judd, you know, he played really well, he deserved his win. You know, he's been good all week, you know, you can watch around, see the matches, and you can see he's been knocking balls in everywhere and making big breaks, so, you know, he's definitely the man in form, so well done to Judd. But, you know, very pleased to come here. The fans have been fantastic these last few days, so it's been a privilege to play here.
There's one more thing I'd like to ask you, because we've been talking in the commentary booth about it, Bjorn, Haneveer and myself. Last year you struggled a lot with your long pots. You couldn't get a long pot. Now you're making them. Is it a new cue or a new technique, or what is it?
No, I mean, I couldn't pot a long ball for about 4 or 5 years. I've just had to readdress it and try a few different things. Still missing a few. I miss a black there, which, you know, kind of gives the momentum to Judd, so I'm still missing them, but as long as I can do a bit of damage now and again, I can kind of give myself a chance, you know, because it's just about competing, and that's all I enjoy competing, I enjoy playing, and you know, hopefully I can keep continuing playing half decent stuff.
Okay, thank you very much, and all the best for the future. Thank you, Ronnie. Judd, congratulations. You played a wonderful tournament, a wonderful final. Does it get any better than this?
Obviously, yeah. It was a good final. I'd have liked to have won it without fluke in the last red, but yeah, when Ronnie won those 2 frames, it just made it look so easy. And in the last frame when he got in, he was a little bit lucky at the start, but it's just that little piece of luck that changed tournaments.
Okay, you've won in China, you played in the Crucible, the final. You're playing here now in Antwerp. What do you think about the atmosphere?
The atmosphere was probably one of the best I've ever heard. It was,
Yeah, they love you here.
yeah, well, I didn't know what to expect when I come here, but this is one of the best, definitely one of the best PTCs, and I think hopefully next year it'll be a ranking event.
Okay. Then before giving the prizes, there's one thing everybody wants to hear from you. Are you coming back next year?
Maybe.
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 Okay. So we'll go to the prize giving then. Please enter the presentation party. Jason Ferguson, chairman of WPBSA, and Chris Henry, promoter of this event. So the first prize will be the runner-up prize. Check for €5,000. It goes to Ronnie O'Sullivan. And then to the winner of the Accurate Antwerp Open, the first prize, a check for €10,000 and a big trophy for Judd Trump.
There we are, Judd Trump with the trophy, receiving the plaudits from this audience amongst this extraordinary atmosphere that we've had here tonight in the Lotto Arena in Antwerp. A wonderful night for Judd Trump and all. Well, that was PTC number 9. Just a reminder, there are 3 more to come in the series before we get to the grand final later on in the season. And of course, we have a lot more snooker coming your way here on Eurosport throughout the rest of the season. We're only a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks away from the UK Championship from York, and I hope you'll join us for that. But for all of us here in Antwerp, I hope you've enjoyed it. We certainly have. Good night.